Wingfield Hayes, a BBC journalist from the Tokyo office, was detained and kicked out of the DPRK for what they say were disrespectful activities. The journalist and his team claim that they were detained for about 8 hours, questioned, and then supposedly forced to sign an apology, and then forced to leave the country. The BBC says that they are upset at the DPRK for treating the journalist this way, but the DPRK maintains that the man was acting in a disrespectful manner and should have been removed from the country. We have decided to expel the Tokyo BBC correspondent Rupert Wingfield Hayes from the territory of the DPRK. We are going to never admit him again into the country for any report. We think that if the BBC is genuine, a true international media organization, you should be acting in such a way as to respect the law and system of the country, and you must admit your mistakes. Now, a lot of the media is running around claiming that this was an intimidation tactic. You're going to stop asking hard questions or we're going to kick you out of the country. And thus, in order to be able to stay and do their job, they have to basically do whatever the DPRK says. And they're calling this an intimidation tactic. However, I managed to speak to somebody affiliated with Young Pioneer Tours. The employees there were actually present when he made a lot of the statements that he did. Essentially, people were coming in to cover the party conference, and then they gave tours of hospitals and stuff like that, and people were coming along. So there's tourists and journalists in the same place. Now, some of the people, the employees of this company, overheard some of the things that he was saying, and they were indeed very respectful. For example, when they went to a hospital to see it, the man was pointing at children who were in bed, sick and injured, and then claiming that the kids weren't really injured and that they were there just for the benefit of the camera. So they're saying the hospital wasn't real, the patients weren't real. And well, when your kid's lying there sick and injured and somebody's saying that it's not real and that it's just a propaganda action, you would actually be pretty angry about that. Now, I have a statement from one Gareth Johnson. Every day, in every way, I get more and more cynical about the media, and I am sad to say the BBC in particular. We met this tool in Pyongyang. He deliberately pushed the boundaries enough to create a news story without doing enough to get detained. The breaking news here is that he was detained for 8 hours. According to other people who were there at the same time, the guy was being incredibly disrespectful, making all kinds of accusations, pointing at sick children and saying that they were actually actors for their benefit. Now, if you go around acting like this often enough, they are going to kick you out of the country for, frankly, just being an ass. So it's very far from this claim that they were just doing stuff to intimidate journalists. Thank you for watching. Won't you go ahead, rate, comment, subscribe, and share on various social media. And if you want, you can head over to my Patreon page and show your support. Or you could head over to the MRN bookstore and check out some of the latest books available.